Our changing earth, river erosion. Weathering. The effect of climate on rocks is called weathering. Weathering happens due to the wind, water, sun, and even living things. Weathering breaks down rocks, soil, and minerals. Erosion. Weathering breaks up the particles of rock. Then, wind and water take these broken pieces away. This is known as erosion. These pieces are dumped somewhere. That is called deposition. The Earth's surface is continuously changing, mainly because of weathering and erosion and deposition. River erosion. When rain falls to the ground, some of it seeps into the ground and some of it evaporates. However, a large part of the rain water just flows away. It flows according to the slope of the land from higher ground to lower ground. This flowing water is called a river. This moving water causes some damage to the surface of the earth, which is known as river erosion. How much erosion a river can cause depends on a few factors. Slope of the land. The more the slope, the more the erosion. Speed of flowing water. The more the speed, the more the erosion. Types of rocks. Soft rocks get eroded faster than hard rocks. Amount of flowing water. The more the amount of water, the more the erosion. How much erosion a river can cause depends on a few factors. Amount of load. Load is the material that the river carries other than water as it flows. The more the load, the more the erosion. So, river erosion depends on these factors: slope of the land, speed of the flowing water, types of rocks, amount of flowing water, amount of load. Waterfall. The river flows along the slope, flows from higher to lower ground. In some cases, there is a layer of hard rock above soft rock. The river erodes the soft rock faster than the hard rock. That forms a step in the river's flow. The water that starts falling down erodes the soft rock at the base more and more. The soft rock under the hard rock also gets eroded. That erosion keeps happening and the hard rock starts overhanging. As the overhang grows, the hard rock doesn't have enough support and it breaks off and collapses into the pool below. As the hard rock breaks off, it falls as boulders into the pool below. The erosion goes on. The waterfall keeps retreating like this or going behind. As it goes on retreating, it looks like this. Such a structure is called a gorge. It has steep sides. The highest waterfalls in the world are Angel Falls in South America. One of the highest waterfalls in India are Zog Falls in Karnataka. Dudhsagar Falls in Goa are also very beautiful as they have 4 layers. Waterfalls and gorges are normally formed near the start of the river. Why is this so? Because rivers start near mountain tops and flow down. It's quite steep there and therefore such erosion happens. Features made by a river. As the river flows ahead onto the plains, the slopes become gentler. More streams join the river, so it also carries a large amount of water. At this stage, the river is wider and deeper. Water flows faster too. When the river is wider, deep, and flows fast, it mostly erodes the rock on its sides. Due to side erosion, the river forms large bends and horseshoe-like loops. These are called meanders. When the water flows in a curve, the water at the outside of the curve continues the erosion activity as the water flows faster there. When the water flows in a curve, the water at the inside of the curve flows slower. So the material in the river is deposited in this area. As the deposition goes on happening, the ends of the meanders may get closed. Then the meander gets cut off from the river. Then it is called a lake. Such a lake is called an oxbow lake. Kanwar Lake in Bihar is the largest oxbow lake in Asia. Think and discuss. What are meanders? Why does a river start meandering? How is an oxbow lake formed? Sometimes a river gets too much water. This can be due to heavy rain or snow melting very fast. When this happens, the river becomes bigger than it normally is. Such a river is said to be swollen or flooded. A flooded river looks like this. The fine soil and particles get deposited outside on the banks. When this happens again and again, it covers the area around the river to make it plain and flat. The plain area formed around the banks of the river due to deposition of fine soil is called a floodplain. The floodplains are very fertile and are the best areas for farming. In India, the Ganga and Yamuna rivers have big floodplains which are used for farming. In each rainy season, new soil is brought by the river and deposited on the old soil of the floodplain. After many years, as soil keeps on piling up, the level of the bank rises. These raised banks are known as leaves. A levee means a raised structure. In India, floodplains of leaves are seen extensively on the river Ganga. Leaves can be made by man too. Artificial levees are created to prevent the flood water from the river from overflowing. A river, after entering a plain, creates many features: meanders, oxbow lake, leaves, floodplain. Think and discuss. How is a floodplain formed? What is a levee? Now, we come to the end of the river. Where do rivers go? They usually go to the sea. The slope of the land is usually very gentle near the sea. The river has a lot of material in it, and the speed of the river is also the slowest. If the speed of water is less, the river will deposit most of its material. The river deposits material in its flow, so This deposited material gets in the way of the river's flow. The river then has to split up and flow around the deposits. The split up sections are called distributaries. The part of land formed between the two forks of the river is triangular in shape. This is called a delta. The Ganga River delta is huge. The beautiful Sundarban forests are in this delta. The delta of the Yellow River in China is more than 8,000 square kilometers. It is the biggest delta on earth. Think and discuss. What are distributaries? Explain the formation of a delta.